35 years ago, our marriage was over, at least from my perspective. I had been doing a lot of work on myself, and when situations occurred and there was difficulty in the relationship, I was always blamed.
Yeah, and looking back, that's true. I would not take responsibility for myself. I would blame her. And the other thing is, I hadn't learned to talk. So if she brought up an issue, my tendency was to shut down, and so nothing happened. And that was eventually, as she says, that was the end of it.
So after a couple of months, I started to read the book by Harville Hendrix, and one of the things that struck me was that we leave our relationship, but we don't leave whatever caused the relationship to break down. And I was actually in another relationship, and I realized, okay, some of the stuff is occurring in this relationship that really bugged me in the last relationship, and I was the common denominator. So by this time, John was a little bit less angry, and so I approached him and said, do you think that we could maybe do some work to figure out why our relationship fell apart? Because I don't want to repeat the pattern again. So we actually started the work not thinking that we would get back together, but just to figure out what went wrong.
And as Crystal said, well, how can we get rid of our partner, but we keep the problem? So that made sense to both of us. And I started to learn how to talk. That was part of the Imago system, was to take responsibility for my own stuff and to learn how to talk to you in a safe way. And so that's what we did. And here we are 35 years later.
And so what happened too is that John realized that he was also to blame. We both had our stuff. Yeah, we both had our stuff in the relationship that really caused things to break down. But then we began to learn. We didn't have any tools. We didn't learn how to talk to one another in a way that was safe, or a way that would really, where we could really hear what the other person was saying. And so we learned the tools. Now, it wasn't easy to learn the tools. We had a hard time. We struggled even in the learning process, but we still use them.
Yeah. And then I went to New York and trained with Harville, and that's what I use with couples now. Exactly what Crystal said. A relationship has to be safe, because if I don't feel safe, I won't talk. And then I have to take responsibility for my own stuff. And in the Imago system, it taught us how to talk to each other, but in a safe way. So those are sort of the things that I share with my clients: the importance of safety, taking responsibility, and learning to talk to each other in a safe way. And if couples can do that, they'll sort things out.
So we did start just to figure out why things didn't work, but for us, it did work. And after a couple of months of doing the work, we realized that we had a lot invested in the relationship, that we still did love one another, and we did get back together. And that was 35 years ago, and here we are, still together. So we know that this system works.
Yeah, when I share with couples, it's very personal. It's not just theory. I wouldn't be doing it if it hadn't been by that 35 years ago.